triggered yet? If not, you will be. Because here comes the triggered Christian.
The Triggered Christian, thank you so much for your super chat. David, teach us the Islamic dilemma. I've seen you talk about this a lot, David, in passing. Do you want to comment on it?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's a simple argument, but anyone can look up the Islamic dilemma. It's normally used by Christians, but anyone can use the argument. Anyone who, it doesn't matter what you believe about the sources and so on. But basically, the Quran affirms the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of the Torah and the Gospel still in the possession of Jews and Christians. Tons of Quran verses on this. But the Quran contradicts the Torah and the Gospel in the possession of Jews and Christians on basic fundamental doctrines. And so this leads to a dilemma. Either we have the inspired, preserved, authoritative word of God, or we don't. It's one or the other. If we have the inspired, preserved, authoritative word of God, Islam is false because it contradicts what we have on basic doctrines. If we don't have the inspired, preserved, authoritative word of God, Islam is still false because it affirms the inspiration and the preservation and the authority of the scriptures we have. So if we have the word of God, Islam is false. If we don't have the word of God, Islam is false. Either way, Islam is false. Therefore, Islam is false. Pretty simple argument.
What a beautiful conclusion. And there you have it, ladies and gents, the Islamic dilemma. If you want that in detail, David's channel, Apologetics Roadshow, I think you cover it, right, David, in more detail?
Mm-hmm.
Break it down for people to use. So thank you for unpacking that with me. Anything you'd like to say before we close?
Nope, just this would be a really, really good time for people to start learning what Islam teaches and start exposing it. At the end of the day, that is Islam's biggest weakness. It can't deal with criticism. So for everyone out there who's looking at the grooming gang report, you should be thinking a couple of things. You should be thinking, one, if this is how bad it is with 6.5% of the population, do we want, what would the future be like with that population doubled or tripled or quadrupled or something like that? Good luck dealing with the problem then. So that's one thing. And two, what do you do about it? Well, Islam has the most glaringly obvious false prophet ever. And there's a reason they scream for blasphemy laws and Islamophobia laws and moan and wail when people criticize Muhammad. It can't stand up to criticism. And Muhammad Hijab himself, this was like 5 or 6 years ago, did a poll, not in the Zut sense, but he did a poll asking Muslims who doubt Islam occasionally, said, when you doubt Islam, what is causing your doubts? By far, the biggest answer was moral problems with Muhammad. So you've got a roadmap on how to deal with the ideology as far as criticizing it. Yes, you need governments and so on, dealing with terrorist attacks and things like that, and court cases and criminals. You need governments for things like that, but the main task is for regular people to deal with the ideology. So learn some information, learn some of the problems with Islam, and start sharing that information wherever you go. And that's how you ultimately deal with Islam.
Exactly. Very well said. Educate yourselves, arm yourselves with knowledge. I just want to say to all of the victim survivors, to all of the individual MPs, to all of the local councillors, to all of the whistleblowers, to people like Rupert Lowe, to insanely brave survivors like Sammy Woodhouse and Fiona Goddard, to all of you who have allowed us to get to this point where you've had to force the government's hand to do a national statutory inquiry. I really commend all of you, and I hope that finally some justice is served and we get the answers, and some semblance of peace is derived from this, because it is very much needed. So thank you to everybody that's got us to where we are as a society. But yeah, other than that, stay cool, everybody. If you're in the UK, very bloody hot. And David, thank you. Don't be a stranger to this channel. We'd love to see you again soon. And thank you so much for your time today.
Yep. Glad to be here.
Bye. Bye, everybody.